to discuss this is Christopher Harvin, former advisor, U.S. Secretary of Defense under the George W. Bush administration. He joins me from Washington, D.C. via Zoom. Good to have you join us.
Good afternoon, Precious. Thank you for the opportunity to join you today.
As President Biden makes his first official visit to the Middle East, will it be right to say that he's visiting the Middle East at a time where America is no longer a major power broker in the Middle East?
You know, this is a very historical trip for President Biden, I believe. This is the first time a sitting president has visited the Middle East since 9/11. This is the first time, that's visited the Middle East since U.S. did not have combat troops deployed since 9/11. There's a lot of talk about the Chinese competitiveness in the region, Russian aggression towards the United States, the war in Ukraine and its effects on oil prices and inflation. And President Biden needs to make quick wins with the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. So I think this is a very difficult trip for him. It can be a historical trip, and a lot is on the line here as he has to project leadership and American interests.
And we saw the differing approaches in terms of dealing with Iran's nuclear programs when he had the meeting with Iran's prime minister. Israel's prime minister. He's going to meet with Saudi Arabia at a time where relations are strained. He's also going to meet with Palestinian leaders at a time where relations are also strained. Is he likely to make much of this trip? At the end of the trip, what would he have achieved?
So I think it's important that, like I said, he needs to make quick, some small wins and show leadership in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. He needs to definitely showcase the American leadership and bring all of our allies in the region together against the common enemy being Iran. And I think that it's important for him as to get either the Iranians back to the table or to coalesce this support against Iran to curb this nuclear interest in Iran and their aspirations.
And President Biden will also be stopping over in Saudi Arabia. He once described Saudi Arabia as a parish state, saying that he will not be meeting with the crown prince, but he will meet with the father. But now he seemed to be meeting with both the crown prince and the father as well. Why do you think that he's changing, or what do you think is responsible for his change in approach?
So, anybody who goes to the kingdom not only meets with the king, but the crown prince is very active. He's very influential, and he's in control of a lot of things, and he will be in control of a lot of things. So I think for Biden, he's at a little bit of a crossroads because he's been a staunch defender of human rights. His campaign promises don't necessarily align with the situation and the policies of the United States government right now. So he has a little bit of challenges with the human rights. But at the same time, Saudi is a critical ally in the region. They're a critical ally on trade, particularly with energy prices. And they're a stalwart of defense in the region. So he's at a little bit of a quagmire here of does he push the human rights issues, or does he look at this from a U.S. interest, both from countering Russian aggression and Chinese competition?
And that's a difficult place to be in, especially because he's trying to mend relations between Israel and Saudi Arabia. But is Saudi Arabia likely to sign the Abraham Accords anytime soon?
I don't know exactly what the Saudis are thinking about the Abraham Accords, but there are historical aspects of this trip. For instance, the president flying from Tel Aviv to Jeddah today. I think that even the conversations and the normalization of relations with Israel and Saudi and the rest of the GCC, these are important things, and we're making serious progress in that. And I think that this trip has that aspect. I mean, showcasing Biden's administration's leadership and showcasing U.S. policy. Where are our security commitments in the region? So all of these are very difficult conversations and not necessarily aligned with each other between human rights and our allies' interests in the region.
A difficult conversation indeed, and one that we are following. Thank you so much for talking to us. Former White House advisor and U.S. Secretary of Defense under the George W. Bush administration. Christopher Harvin.
Precious, thank you very much and have a great day.